All right, let's talk about cracking the American market. For any ambitious European company, it is the ultimate prize, right? But it's also, let's be honest, one of the toughest nuts to crack. So how do you go from being an outsider to becoming a real player? Well, today, we're going to look at a program designed to help companies just that. Not just to enter the US market, but to actually win.
So I want you to think about this for a second. What is that one giant hurdle? Is it the crazy level of competition, the totally different business culture, or is it just the sheer scale of the whole thing? The truth is, it's kind of a perfect storm of all of those, and figuring out how to navigate it can literally make or break a company.
Okay, so let's really dive into this. To have a shot at success in the US, you've got to understand the landscape. And it's not just one single market. It's more like a collection of incredibly diverse, super competitive ecosystems. Each one has its own unwritten rules, From the lightning speed of venture capital out on the West Coast to the maze of regulatory hurdles back east. And the hurdles, wow, they are significant. You're not just facing a web of specific legal and financial standards. You've also got this monumental task of building a high-level network completely from scratch. Without the right guide, even the most amazing companies can burn through years of time and money and have almost nothing to show for it. It happens all the time.
So, you're faced with all these obstacles. A lot of companies try to go it alone, and they learn things the hard, expensive way. But what if you could just skip that whole costly trial and error phase? This is exactly where a strategic accelerator program comes in, offering a structured, guided path through all that complexity.
And this is it, the LearnEx Ticket USA program. Now, you need to forget any idea of a simple business trip. This isn't that. Think of it more like an immersive expedition, a complete, guided mission. It's this powerful mix of intensive training, high-level networking, and real practical support, all designed to give companies a genuine launchpad into the US.
So how does it all actually work? Well, any successful mission needs a solid plan, and this program is built in 3 very distinct phases. It's designed to guide companies all the way from the initial prep work to full-blown acceleration.
So it all starts with Phase 1, preparation. This is where you master the playbook, You dig into the US legal, financial, and regulatory systems before you even step on the plane. Then you move into Phase 2, immersion. Now you're on the ground, turning all that theory into reality at CES in Vegas and in key meetings in Phoenix. And finally, Phase 3 is all about acceleration. This is where you get personalized mentorship to help you actually execute your US strategy and build some serious momentum.
And the real power of that immersion phase, it comes from these super strategic destinations. You're not just visiting random places, you're getting access to the core of these key ecosystems. You're going to be at CES, the world stage for tech. You'll connect with world-class institutions like the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix, and you'll have a direct line into Silicon Valley, the absolute heart of the tech investment universe.
But here's the big question, right? Does this whole structured approach actually deliver results? Well, the proof is in the tangible, measurable outcomes it creates for companies that are serious about making an impact over there.
It really all boils down to 3 core advantages. First, you save an incredible amount of time and money simply by not making those common, costly mistakes. Second, you get exclusive VIP-level access to the actual decision makers and investors you need to meet. And third, you're learning directly from experts who have already done this. They've already succeeded in the US market.
So, that's the promise of the program, but what do the results really look like for the people who go through it? Let's hear directly from some of the past participants.
This first one from Marie Dupont just says it all. It perfectly captures the program's power to accelerate your networking. I mean, just imagine achieving 6 months' worth of connections in a single week. That is the kind of impact we're talking about.
And it's not just about meeting people, right? This next one from Thomas Laurent shows a direct line from the program to a massive business outcome, a $2 million funding round. And get this, it was secured just 3 months after he finished the program. $2 million. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't just about making good contacts. It's about generating the kind of capital that fuels real growth and proves your concept in the most competitive market on the planet.
Now, Sophie Martin here brings up another absolutely critical point, de-risking the whole adventure. It's not just about what you gain, it's also about the huge, costly mistakes you avoid. That personalized support helps you build a strategy that's actually designed for the US from day one.
And finally, this quote from Pierre is just a fantastic, concrete example of a game-changing result. A partnership with the world-famous Mayo Clinic. He says flat out that it never would have happened without the unique access the program provided in Phoenix. That's incredible.
So if these are the kinds of results you're after, let's get into the practical details you'll need to know to secure your spot.
Okay, time to pull out your calendar. Here are the key dates you need to circle. The application deadline is October 15th, 2025. Then the immersion phases kick off right at the start of January 2026.
And listen, this is a really important detail. To make sure the mentorship is top-notch and the access is truly high-level, the program is limited to just 15 companies per session. That exclusivity means you get amazing personalized attention, but it also means you got to act fast.
So, are you ready to take that next step? You can get all the information you need and talk about your company's specific goals by reaching out to the program director, Dr. Yannick Barty. His email is right there on the screen.
Which really brings us to the final thought here. When you look at the challenges, the structured solution, and these incredible proven results, the real question isn't just whether the program works, it's, is your company truly ready to take that leap and launch in America?